All right, here we are, and I'm finally back again after traveling a little bit around the world, and we're here to talk to some very important people that are making some things happen in the community. Marion, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Good to see you.
Oh, it's always good to be here and to see that you're still carrying on.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, we're going to talk to a young lady, Kewana Walker. And Ms. Walker, we're going to talk to you about something that you are involved with and that the community can benefit from just knowing what to do and how and what not to do. So take control of your credit. And it's called, I guess, in the big umbrella way, credit repair?
Yes, the name of the company is United Credit Education Services.
What do you want to tell me about, let's see, what do you want to tell me about the importance of having credit first?
Well, the importance of having credit, especially nowadays, is because you need credit to live. You need credit to rent an apartment, to buy a house, to buy a car, to get a job, car insurance, get cable, cell phone, and sometimes even just a date. You know, you got to have good credit to go to certain places, so you can't live without credit.
And what can you tell me about the items? You know, there's so many things that people get on their credit, and some things can be removed and some things cannot be removed. I think one thing I need removed is my cable bill. I mean, let's just talk about that. Can I get my cable bill removed?
Yes, anything that's,
okay, let's
that's
talk about
negative
what can be moved.
Anything that's negative and derogatory can be removed from your credit report. Anything from your cable bill, tax liens, evictions, collections, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossession, student loans, public records, identity theft, medical bills, judgment, late payments, all that.
Okay, now when we talk about what can be removed, other than derogatory, but let's just say a person has a bad credit history with paying their cable bill, then what?
Okay, so what happens is we go in and we create what we call a dispute letter, and we're going to go in and everything that's negative and derogatory, we're going to go in and we're going to dispute it, and we do 3 rounds, and we report it to all 3 credit bureaus at the same time so that it's a more effective way versus doing one at a time. Basically what that does is it goes in and is telling them, you know, sometimes you may start off with an account with AT&T and then that account gets sold to another account. When it gets sold, you didn't give that other account permission to have your information. And then we go in and we dispute that and get that removed off of your report.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Right.
I know. I'm not aware of that.
The myth is that with every 7 to 10 years it drops off. It doesn't drop off. It just gets sold.
Really?
Yes.
Well, either way it goes, as long as it drops off, it gets sold.
Well,
whatever.
No, if it gets sold, you still owe.
You still owe.
Now someone else is going to be contacting you, and you're like, who are you?
Right.
I never had an account with you. That's what that is.
What about, it's a big thing in the media, almost every day, and there's candidates that are running for office nationally that talk a lot about student loans. Some are saying we want to get rid of all the student loans, let's forgive the student loans, and others says we want them to pay. So what about a young person that has a loan, a student loan or a grant? Well, grant, you know, that's one thing, but loans. I think back in the day it was called NDSL, something like that. Tell me about that.
Well, the thing with student loans is a little tricky because, you know, all scenarios are different. It depends on if you have a private loan versus a federal loan. It also depends on what information can be verified as to if it can be removed. Have they been removed? Yes. Me personally, I've had mine removed off my TransUnion report, and I have a lot more customers who's also had it removed off of all 3 of their reports. It just depends on the circumstances of that particular loan.
That's wonderful. And the other thing that people are really concerned about are medical bills. Tell me about people that just didn't pay their part of their hospital bill or their whatever, their 20%.
Medical bills are probably the most common thing that people have. I mean, I think everybody, 9 out of 10 has a medical bill or 2 on their credit report. I'm not going to say they're easy to be removed, but they're more than likely 9 out of 10 will be removed from your credit report.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you know, the other thing that I want to ask you about is that a lot of people out there that's always talking about credit repair.
Right.
I mean, how do you determine who's real and who isn't real? You know, there are people out there that's advertising on social media. Oh, we can fix your face. We can fix your credit. We can move you from point A to point B and da da da. How do we determine the real McCoy?
That is a good question. I've heard a lot of different stories. Someone just told me the other day that you can pay somebody, I think it was $700, and they take they put you up to a good credit score within 90 days, and on the 91st day it drops back down to what you were already at. So you have 90 days to purchase a home, and after that your time's up for $700. There's other people who take some kind of number and increase your credit score with that. All those things are not real. Our company is has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. In addition to getting your credit restored, we also offer a credit attorney for those situations where, let's say you had a car that was repoed. It was hard to get that off of your credit report. That attorney will go in and sue the actual bureaus or that company to assist you with getting that removed off of your credit report. We do budgeting, will and trust, debt payoffs, identity theft, credit monitoring. It comes with identity theft for free.
And that's my point I wanted to make, because it's a public service for you, and it's just giving out information and sharing with people and educating people what they can do.
We're not selling anything. We're offering a product to help you better your situation.
Right.
Yes.
And we just wanted to have you on the show because we know there are a lot of people out there who are having problems with foreclosures and student loans, medical bills, and even evictions.
Yes.
And I know that you would can share, because I know that you've been busy out there. You're a paralegal too, so you're not somebody who just grabbed onto something and says, let's just do this. I mean, as a paralegal, you were prepared already, right? And you're doing that every day as a paralegal.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm sure somebody's going to get in contact with you, and you can certainly further explain in detail what you do and how you do it and how you can help, particularly our seniors, and who I have in my heart for a great deal.
Seniors are a big they're individuals who are more prone to having their identity stolen.
Right, and you're willing to do this freely to take care of the seniors who have their IDs or whatever else. Thanks for being here, and Marion, I'm sure you've got a couple comments that you want to talk to Ms. Walker about as far as the credit thing.
No, the only thing she said that I really was surprised at when you just talked about the seniors and that they're most apt to be abused. So why is that?
Because of their age, and when we all went to school, but we were never ever taught about credit. We taught about everything else except for credit. So knowledge is power, and if you're not aware, not properly educated, you become susceptible of being able to have your identity stolen. It's not that you're not educated. In some circumstances, people just get your information and steal it, whether you went to the swipe your card at the gas station or whatever, and your identity got stolen that way. It's just something about seniors, because they're just more prone, you know what I mean, their age, and they're not really reading the documents when they sign something, so they're just more.
It might be more trustworthy too,
yes.
because of their generation.
My dad in particular, he's about 69, I believe, and
all right, now watch that. Now go ahead.
Listen, every time he gets a letter in the mail that says, "Oh, he won this lotto," like he goes nuts and crazy about it, and it happened to him. He called them and went along with it, and at the end of the day, his identity got stolen. Yeah.
Really?
And he paid the money and lost the money.
And you know what, Mary?
I bet when he told his daughter about that.
That was a great conversation.
And you know what? They also got this thing. They called and they got me. If you can get me, you really did something about the computers. They'll send you something to your computer and say that they'll do this for you. You need to upgrade this, and you push the button, and then they'd be on your,
just like that.
Be right on your computer,
just like that.
and they see everything.
Wow.
And then if you push another button, then they get your credit card information. They charge you. But luckily, I hung up. And the man said, "Don't you hang up this phone." I said, "I'm hanging up," because I hung up in time.
They'll even send you an email that says something like, "Oh, your purchase is on the way." And you're like, "I didn't purchase anything." And what do? You go right in and you log in real quick, and just like that, they got you.
And so, is this this senior scam thing part of what you teach in?
We just teach about
too,
the way of being able to, stay out of debt, the way of being able to maintain debt, and the way of being able to grow, as an individual, to be able to achieve and do different things.
And also, I saw you. I came across you. I saw you on Facebook.
Yes.
Miss Kewana Walker, and offering such great advice.
That's because he's a millennial.
Through social media. Marion says I'm an old millennium, but
no, I don't say an old millennial. I say a millennial.
The internet to see what's going on. Matter of fact, I'm looking at some stuff now on there to.
That's the way of the day.
Yeah.
Social media.
Because you're on there and you were talking about credit report, I said, that's something I think Mary and I would like to have on the show to educate the public,
appreciate it.
to tell the public what to do and how to do it, and then, continue to educate the people. And I just want to say congratulations on doing this as a public service, and I want to say thank you. Give her a big hand, everybody. There we go. Hey,
Thank you.
Miss Kewana Walker. Marion, we have another guest that we're going to talk to that's doing some other good stuff, keeping us, healthy?
Well,
keeping
hopefully.
our credit healthy, and now we're going to keep us.
That's a good connection, Mr. Mayor.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I do make good connections every now and then.
Yep.
you.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And those the hand claps that you heard were part of the other guests that we have in the room that you may not have known about. But our second guest today. God, my voice sounded huge.
It wasn't huge. I had it turned up.
Today's guest does what many of us have to do every single day. She cooks. But Paige Hall is not just cooking at home. She's created a business that prepares and delivers healthy, gluten-free food for nearly anyone in our area who calls her and asks for the drop-off. Paige Hall is the owner and founder of Healthy Creation, which she launched here in West Palm Beach in 2015, even though she's been in the food business for 25 years across the state of Florida. She doesn't have a bricks and mortar store. Instead, she will deliver the made-from-scratch sandwiches, salads, and dressing right to your front door. She prepares the food in the kitchen at Zara's, what is it, cafe? Yeah. Zara's Cafe that's at Ramada Inn in West Palm Beach. Yes. So, Paige Hall, welcome to South Florida Sunday.
Thank you.
Yay. And you don't know how lucky you are to be here. We've got Mayor Masters here on the. We haven't had him at a show all day long in a while, so very good. So tell us about your business. Tell us, how did you get started? What made you decide that you wanted to have your own business cooking quality, healthy food? Why was that important to you?
It was important to me because in 2011, I was just going about life, just doing all kind of stuff, living whatever kind of way.
Eating any old thing?
Any old kind of thing, doing any old kind of thing. And then I got hit with a stomach issue, which is called gastritis. So with gastritis, it took me down a long road with pain and hurt. I couldn't eat certain things. I finally got into the hospital, got my gallbladder out.
Wow.
And from that day forward, I changed my eating habit. I changed everything. I changed the way I think, the way I talk. I changed my whole life, a whole turnaround.
Even though now, and you had been cooking even at that point for 20-some years when you had that issue.
Yes.
So what did the issue you have to do with what you had been eating necessarily? Or
yes, with gastritis, it comes from eating a lot of fried food, all kind of fatty food, spicy foods, all kind of things.
All the stuff we eat in the hood, in other words.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. And so you decided then that you wanted to ensure that whatever you prepared for other people
that would be healthy. On the inside, I just start eating different. Like I start reading a lot of books on what would be good for my stomach. Then I knew I did a self assignment with myself and noticed that red meat wasn't good for me. So I stopped eating meat altogether, and that's when I became vegetarian.
Which are the strongest animals in the world are vegetarian animals, like the gorilla.
Really?
Yeah.
Strongest in terms of
Elephant?
physicality?
No, not eating red meat.
Or
just don't eat red meat.
Oh,
The strongest animals in the world do not eat red meat. Okay. People don't know that. Elephant and also gorilla.
All right.
That's
a little
right.
bit of trivia for you right there.
That's right.
Yeah. So you figured it out.
So I figured it out, and at that time I was working somewhere where I worked on a station where it was nothing but vegetables. So I learned about all different kind of vegetables, what kind of quality they would give you, and from that I was like, hey, I want to teach other people about this. So I start making salads. I start going out into the community telling people, hey, won't you try this? Try a salad. Because, some people just go through the fast food line, go through McDonald's or Burger King, get a burger or fry. But why not, you paying the same price, get a salad, something that's beneficial to you. So a lot of people that I dealt with, they don't really even eat salads.
Interesting.
So I introduced them to eating salads, eating wraps. I make my own homemade dressing because the dressing makes the salad, just tops it off.
That's right. Like the barbecue sauce
Right.
makes the barbecue.
Right.
I'm a witness about that.
Okay.
And the other thing I want to just insert real quickly, Marion, is that a lot of people don't understand that a lot of the vegetables are good for certain health issues, like cucumbers, good for high blood pressure, and certain things like that. People just
And
don't
carrots
know.
good for
and
your
carrots,
eyesight.
yeah, I've been hearing that all my life, but is it true?
Okay, because we both have on
I mean,
glasses,
we've heard
even
that.
though we both eat lots of carrots, I'm sure.
And there's some foods that's even good for memory,
Yeah.
for certain
Rosemary is
herbs.
very good for memory.
See there?
Watermelon has a lot of alkaline in it. It's very good for you. And cucumbers are also good for your stomach. Very soothing.
Right, along with not ginseng. Oh, the other thing. Go ahead, keep Marion. Come back to me. It's a senior moment. Go ahead.
So I'm just curious, who do you see as your typical customer at this point? Is it just about everybody, or is it a particular
At
segment
first,
of
it
people?
started with my community within.
Ginger is what I was thinking of.
So
Ginger,
now
good for stomach.
it's everybody.
Yeah.
I go to the schools. I go to the courthouse. I go to even to doctors. I go everywhere. Everybody is
You're on a
eating my
mission.
product.
You're on a mission.
I'm on a mission. That's right.
The law firms.
You need to come to the law firm.
I do. I'm trying to get everybody on it because, truthfully, it's a lot of stuff going on with them putting a lot of stuff in the food. And we got to try to eat healthy. Healthy because we got kids. We have our parents. Some people just have animals we got to live for. We got to be there to see another day. Healthy creation is about self-help, spiritually, mentally, and physically. You can't just do one without doing the other two. You got to be fit with all things to make, because you want to be healthy. Your creation is one thing that you want to be on top of the game. You got to be healthy spiritually, mentally, and physically. You can't just eat healthy and don't do the other things.
And that kind of brings you to another point. What profit a man to gain the whole world
Right.
and lose his soul? Soul meaning the inner man, the inner spirit. His spirituality, his being, his essence.
Who he
Yes,
is.
sir.
All the money in the world cannot do certain things.
That's
you can
right.
be rich and not be healthy. Right?
That's right.
Wow. Go ahead, Mary.
And so now it's really interesting though. So the learning that you had originally, when you got in the culinary business, it sounds like what you learned there then is different from what your experiences were, in 2011. Right?
Yes.
Did you sort of, I guess, change your whole focus and your whole understanding about food? Yeah.
Because food is what gives it fuels the body. It fuels the body. Yeah, when I start cooking, I was just doing it because I'm real good in the kitchen. I'm fast.
Yeah.
But
Like
as
Muhammad
time
Ali,
went
just
going
fast,
on,
just real good. Float like a butterfly, sting like a
That's
bee. Your
right.
hands can't hit, but your eyes can't see. Just fast. Go right ahead, Mr. Fast.
It's
fast.
amazing how you know all those little poems and stuff.
right.
Been around since the 60s. What can I say?
God bless you.
You ain't too far behind me, God bless you, Marion.
Yes.
You look good for your age. You've
She
been
really
doing the
does look good
three
for her age.
things.
Really?
Spirit, mind,
In
and
her
body.
mid-50s, she
You've
look
been
very good
doing
for her age.
it.
How you know I'm in my mid-50s,
Well, deny
sir?
it. Deny it. Public radio, deny it.
Oh my God. So you said that you're a vegetarian,
Yes, ma'am.
but you do have meats in some of your dishes. If I were to
Yes.
call you and say I wanted a salad with chicken, I could get that.
You can.
Yeah.
Grilled chicken. I don't provide fried chicken.
Okay.
I do grilled chicken. I do seafood. And then I do the vegetarian salad.
And so, what would be different about your salads than say, I could get, I don't know, a Duffy's say? Is there anything different? Or
Yes, I make my own homemade dressing.
number one.
I have my own homemade season on top. And it's prepared by these blessed hands.
Okay.
That's what makes the difference.
But then tell us, how important is faith and spirituality to what you do? You've mentioned spirituality a couple of times, and you're talking about your blessed hands. How important is faith and spirituality to what you do?
It's very important because I know without the Father, I wouldn't have this. He taught me from all these restaurants from 25 years. He was teaching me. So I know that he blessed me to do this, and he's everything. He's my number one. When I wake up, I look to him. I put him first.
Yeah.
And then I go with them in my day.
And you know what, Marion? There's been studies that would tell all of us that vegetarians are probably the most healthier people. in general, period. And I have to confess, I was a vegetarian for one day, and then I couldn't make it the second day. But I tried. I was a vegetarian for one day. My sister's a vegetarian in California.
But is it better to be a vegetarian or a vegan?
Well, the difference between vegetarian, it's a difference.
Yeah.
Vegetarian is for someone who don't want to have any flesh, and you obsessed with vegetables, legumes, beans, all kind of stuff.
Grains,
but a vegan is someone who cares for the animals. They don't want anything with animal product, anything has to do with killing of an animal. They all for it.
So then they're not going to drink milk even, I guess.
They're not going to drink milk. They're not going to eat honey. They're not going to wear fur. Certain stuff they wear. They're really particular about animals. They love the animals.
Take that fur off, Marion.
But you know, it's so funny that you bring up the fact that of what I have on. And I was going to say that to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Hall is here, even though it's 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. She is fully dressed like she's going to the kitchen. Okay.
Always.
And even I saw on your Facebook page, you always have on your
Now look who's surfing the Facebook.
Oh, was
Marion Dozier's on Facebook, and you saw person on Facebook.
Yeah. So this is big for you. This is something you do all the time.
All day. I'm always ready.
Yeah. And so if somebody wanted to get your food, how do they get it? Do they come to Zara's or they?
No, you have to call me and set up for if you want to get something for the next day. Just call in, place an order, and I have it delivered to you. Really? Plus, I'm starting to go to where I'm going to businesses, setting up lunches. I do anything, parties.
Maybe if my nonprofit wanted to have an event catered, I guess, or
healthy, like if you want to do, because everybody should have some type of. Everybody have pizza and soda, but if you feel like, hey, I want to give my group of people something healthy, you call me. I'm going to bring something healthy. It's not going to be just vegetarian.
Is that you're on a mission. It's not about the charge or anything. A lot of times you just go and you just do what you got to do just to get people help. That's where you get your joy from. But before you close and before Marion talks about some community events, tell me about the value of water, because I think people are really missing out on not drinking enough water.
The value of water, our body is built on 60% of water. So you should be drinking water so your body can be hydrated at all times. When you drink water, you feel cool, you feel good, you have energy and everything. So water is very, very important.
And so what if I drink, lemonade? Does that lessen the value of the water in the lemonade?
Well, maybe if you just have a glass of ice water and you squeeze lemon in it and it adds more alkaline to the water.
Don't put the sugar in.
Right. No sugar.
I know, especially the processed white sugar. Yeah.
Just pure water.
What about what?
Like the different brands of water. I know they had a study about Zephyr Hill versus tap water versus
Mountain Spring and all
that. They got this water with extra electrolytes and all kind of stuff. I just feel like he provided water, and over here in the United States, it's clean enough for us to drink it. It's for the body.
Right.
Man, I think you were going to mention something about hepatitis A or B or something with all the different things that's happening around us about the disease and the food and all that. Didn't you mention something earlier?
No, we were talking about it before the start of the show. Just that there were so many. Yeah, there were so many restaurants around that had gotten. They had some workers who had, introduced hepatitis A to the food. But no, I wasn't planning to talk about that. Mr. Mayor, would you like to talk about it?
No, absolutely not, because I don't know a whole lot about it. I just knew you mentioned it, and
I
know
don't
this young man
scandalize anybody.
No, absolutely not. But I do know that this young man is in the food thing and how important it is to keep good food, and keep nutrient, keep the body nourished and replenished. And that's why I just thought I mentioned it, because you got to be careful what you eat.
Well, Reverend Master, when stuff like that is transferred to the food, every restaurant, each employee has to take a safe serve.
Extra caution.
They have to get a certificate to learn the degrees of the food so bacteria won't be transferred from your hands, your hair. It's called foodborne illness. So that's a requirement in the restaurant. Everyone is taught how the temperature of the food, how you supposed to come in a clean uniform. You're
Even
supposed to
wearing
wear
a net
gloves.
over your hair.
Yes.
I know it used to be. Do they still requiring
They still
the net
do
on
that.
your hair?
They are supposed to.
That's
Well, I
right.
know your hair is always covered.
Always.
Now, do you have any plans
Oh,
on
I
opening
ain't
a
got no
restaurant?
hair to cover,
Oh.
so I ain't got to worry about it.
You still got some around the
A little bit.
sides.
Don't start, Miriam.
Yeah.
On the side.
It's a
What
little
about
thin
right here
on
at the top?
But
Oh Lord, go.
shit, mine is too. We got female pattern baldness in my family. What? Any plans for opening an actual restaurant? Is that something you're interested in, or?
At one point, I was interested, but now, no. I
No.
have plans to do stuff with the elderly,
Oh.
with the kids,
Going into the elderly nursing homes. And
nursing homes. You know,
Wonderful.
getting them to, because when they get a certain age, they just want candy, you know, to help them to stay on track, to
have
live
energy.
longer.
The candy gives them energy too.
Yeah.
So that's
When
my
they get
goal.
a certain age, what age are we talking about?
What age?
Yeah, when you say when they get a certain age,
In 60s.
define that age.
In the 60s.
You mean
Do
the
you
sev-
eat
you
candy?
Mean you mean 70s? You don't mean 60s?
Do you eat candy a lot, Reverend Master?
Not really. Not really. I really don't. I've never been a candy eater. Chocolate, maybe chocolate cake, maybe.
Well, my
maybe.
mom's 78 and she loves
Do
candy.
you make healthy desserts?
I don't make desserts.
Why not?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
I mean, but it's not.
Oh,
Because
we done
of the
started
sugar.
something now.
It's not because of the sugar or anything like that.
No, it's not because of the sugar. I don't know. It's just like I'm so infatuated with just
The fruits
stuff
and the
that come
vegetables.
from the earth. Like raw eating, because it's a lot of raw eating. You can just eat raw vegetables and
like raw carrots. And
yeah,
tomatoes
and it's so
stuff like that.
good. But you know, it's not that easy just to go into doing it. It's a process. It's a commitment. It's something that you gotta say, I'm gonna do. You gotta make up in your mind because you want to live longer. So it's something that you have to do on a day from day process.
So, if there is like one thing that you want people in the hood, you know, people in our community to know and to understand about food, what would that one thing be? Is there anything that you would really point out that you feel like we need to know and understand as we go forward? Or it's more than one, I'm sure, but
It's more than one. I don't know if I should say it on the radio, but
Uh-oh.
I just would like for the community to know that keep your eyes open and your ears and pay attention what's being done
And eat
in our
healthy food.
world.
And eat healthy.
eat healthy.
That's the one thing.
That's the one thing.
and then watch how you define healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people think eating chitlins, if they was cooked in the house, that's good.
And you know what? You know, and you just calories. Yeah, counting the calories.
Yeah, what about, your salad? Do you know how many calories certain?
Because I make a variety of salads, so it might be someone who really go by calories. I have a salad for that. Then I have someone who just, hey, I don't eat salads. Introduce me to it. I have a regular salad come with cheese, and that's extra calories. I'm saying all of them are healthy, but there's some that you can get like just vinegar and lettuce and protein and be good. And it might be some you can get with cheese, a little extra cheese, ranch. But it's all contribute to being healthy.
But we must not leave people. Must not leave you with leave people thinking that they can eat healthy and not exercise. It's
Right.
everything. You can't
It's
just
everything.
eat healthy and don't exercise, or exercise and then eat unhealthy. You got to do the whole thing, right?
Yeah, but actually when you start, just say you start eating salads every day, automatically your mind gonna click, hey, maybe I should go take a walk. Maybe I should do some jumping
jacks.
jacks.
That. Tell me again. What's your mind going to tell you? I got to make sure my
It's
mind
gonna
tell
tell
me
you,
that.
hey, maybe I want to go take
Your
a
mind
walk.
wouldn't listen.
Maybe I should
No, I
stretch
ain't.
a little bit.
I've eaten salad, but they ain't never told me after I eat a salad to go walk. So I'm now
But you
my
wanna
mind
go lay down,
my
huh?
mind's gonna tell me that.
And not just a salad. If you just make a plan, I'm gonna eat oatmeal in the morning. I'm gonna eat salad for lunch. I'm gonna eat vegetables and a protein
And a
for
steak
dinner.
for dinner. No,
That's
I'm just
right.
kidding.
You on a
Red
plan.
meat,
So
you gotta stay
obviously
away
you can be like, okay, I'm eating healthy. What's the next thing? It's always to keep continuing to better yourself. The next thing would be, let me work out a little bit. Let me jog. Let me run a little bit. Then the next thing would be,
Because
hey,
you
let me
changed your
read
mindset.
something.
Now you're
Yeah, your
thinking
mindset change.
Holistically,
That's what it's all
realistically.
about.
And that's what your experience has been.
That's
You
what
got-
my experience
yeah.
has been.
That's so interesting. What's your delivery boundary? So if somebody calls you and wants a salad and they're down in Boca, would you deliver? What's your
I would
boundaries?
deliver in Boca, but it would have to be a business, and they would have to be ordering enough for me to
More
come
than
there.
one salad, yeah.
Yeah.
But what's your general boundary then? Just
Right here in West Palm Beach,
Okay. Anywhere in West Palm.
anywhere in West Palm.
So if they wanted to see what you serve, do you have a menu anywhere that people can access? And
Yes, if you can go on my Facebook page, Healthy Creation,
Okay.
or my personal page, which is Paige Hall.
Okay, and the menu is on there.
The menu is on there.
And then what's the telephone number to call?
561-803-5178.
And then they can call you too, just to talk to you
Exactly.
about eating properly.
Okay, and you will educate them, and you will tell them what they need to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's something that we really need to do more in the since this is Sunday morning. It's something we need to talk more about in our churches. We need, we got Bible study, we got Sunday school, but we ain't got no healthy food school. We need to talk more about that from the pulpit, to our members, to our parishioners, to our seniors, but also to our children. We got to stop getting them candy and all that stuff coming up. Train up a child while he's young. When he gets old, he'll not depart. Marion, it's 30 minutes. We're gone. We're almost done. We're done. So you got any event you want to mention? Okay, so you waiting for me to say what I always say? And the best is yet to come.